just a quick bee check. Want to bring you along for the ride. Let's go. So we're gonna put another honey super on. The linden trees are blooming right now. That's the main nectar crop. And we're also gonna put a better screened bottom board in. See, it's got a screen. See this one? You can open from the front or the back. That one, you can only pull it from the back. There, yeah, editing is everything. I'll link below to a bunch of bee gear if you're thinking of starting beekeeping. Right now it's this dusty, there's this overcast, there's a bunch of fires in Nova Scotia or something, and the jet stream is bringing them to New York. It's really weird. But look, you can't see Manhattan. You can usually see Manhattan there. That's kind of a red flag about your air quality, you know? They're putting honey on the hive so that they're going to be a little more guard-like. So these are some neat gloves that I will link to in my beehive supply list. Instead of the nitrile gloves I've been using, Nick from Astor Apiaries, super great guy. He uses these and they work really nice, and you can reuse them. They're easy to get off and on.
Light up the smoker.
Yes, please. So we're gonna puff this.
Oh, yikes.
So it's good we're wearing rubber gloves with fire.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Luckily, we don't have any water in case there is a fire.
So we're trying to confuse their alarm pheromone with the smoke. So we'll give this a few seconds and then we'll open this puppy up. Wow. Look at those bees. Look at that. Oh, that's incredible.
What they've done?
They've drawn out all the comb. They're filling it with nectar. That's amazing. So we're gonna push over one of the outside frames. And then we're gonna take a look at one of these frames here. How cool is that? This is all uncapped nectar. They're going to dry it and cap it. What do you think, Brian?
It's great.
You got it?
Yeah. Wow, it's heavy. And this is all nectar from the trees.
This is all collected from probably over in Greenwood Cemetery. Just fantastic. I don't know if you can see this, but all of these frames are drawn out with comb. We put in empty frames, so we can put this back in there, Brian. If you see that they've pulled the comb out past the edge, when you put these back, try and put them in the same place. You can see the spacing. You can see the, what's that stuff called? What's that? I can't remember what it's called. The sticky stuff.
The wax?
It's not wax, it's I can't remember the name.
Honeycomb?
I'm older now, I can forget the names. This thing is chock full of nectar. If we don't put another box on with more frames, they might swarm. And this is the beginning of the big nectar flow, it's called. So we're gonna pop this puppy off and put on another one. This is gonna become the top box. That is the second to the top. So this is a screen bottom board. So this has screening in it instead of being a solid piece of wood, so that allows airflow to get under the hive, which is really important because we're on a roof, but it also helps with the hot days, airflow to help them dehydrate the nectar to make honey. Wow, is that heavy?
Am I doing it under here?
Oh, jeez.
Need help?
No, I want you to grab the camera.
This camera?
This is heavy. It's full of nectar. It will be dried out, and then we will have some really nice honey. Notice I've got a concrete block here, and I set it like that so we don't crush any bees that are underneath here. So this is a brood super. In other words, this is where they raise their young. There should be egg cells in here. We're just going to take a quick look to see how it looks. Notice I'm making some space here because we don't want to damage the queen if by chance the queen is on this frame I'm pulling. She probably isn't, but okay, they're filling this with nectar and a little bit of pollen. The kind of wet pollen is called bee bread. And then on this side, it's all nectar. That looks fantastic. So we created space here to pull this out. Oh, nice.
Other side too.
Perfect. Perfect. That's really nice. Ideally, we could find the queen today. I kind of doubt we will. So do you want to lift this one?
Sure. I'm going with there.
Right, and we're just going to lay an edge on the edge of the other hive. These bees are being really calm, which is good.
Should I do the same with this?
Yeah, please, if you like, or I'll do it. This is some burr comb. Between the frames, they've put some cells. This is mainly drone brood. I'm looking for some varroa mites. I don't see any, but that doesn't mean they're not here. Okay, whoa, put it back down, please. You got the whole hive.
Whoa, it's very heavy.
There we go.
Okay.
This is called a slatted rack. Slatted rack. You can or cannot use them. I do. It gives the bees a little more space. Maybe helps with swarming. I don't know, but it's all at 12 bucks. So it basically creates some space between the bottom of the hive and the first brood super. I'm going to take this out. Milk crates are not the best idea here. This goes in. That goes back on. So now we're getting ventilation through the milk crates, through that screening, into the hive. You're good?
Coming down.
You just bring it slowly down and they usually get out of the way. Perfect, very good.
What about, oh, that one goes second to last, right?
Right. So we're going to take the queen excluder off of this one. Like that. Nice.
Wow.
Isn't that heavy?
Wow.
That's all honey. Wow, look at all those bees over there.
Exactly. I need that brush, maybe.
I don't know where the brush is.
Not in here?
I can't find our bee brush, so I ordered a new one. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? Just a bee-arama. So I put an empty box of empty frames, honey frames here, then the box that has a bunch of full frames here. There are so many different ways that someone's going to say you're doing it wrong. I like the idea of the bottom one because then the hive doesn't feel full. They maybe don't want to swarm. You can do what's called checkerboarding. There's all sorts of ways to do this. This is how I did it. The smoker is dead. Long live the smoker. So you just bring it down, you tap the bees, you bring it down, you tap the bees. And we're down, that's good. And then slide it forward. These bees are sending out the come here pheromone. They've noticed that the beehive has been disturbed. Even though we put it back together, they're pretty disoriented. So they have some glands in their rear ends that have a pheromone called come here, and they are blowing their wings to extend that invitation to everyone that belongs in the hive, which is pretty amazing. It's a good thing. Want to spend more time together? Should be some videos floating right here. You and me. Could be beekeeping. I don't know, planting, something. It's GardenFork. Hey, let's try this. See what happens. Right there. Thank you, sir.